Hey everyone, good afternoon. This is JR, founder and CEO of Social Market, and this is my partner Leon Hitchens from Social Market. He's the CMO, and this is Social Ledger Report.
Another episode. What last week I was in Cancun, so I'm back into the normal grind of stuff, and a lot. I say it every week, but a lot has happened in the crypto world. Got
Oh yeah,
Bitcoin at what 103 right now, 103.7, $103,762. Ethereum's sitting at 2,400 as always, but a lot of other stuff. The You want to talk the first one, the circle stuff?
yeah. So I noticed you're a little bit darker, from the tan you got. But while you were in Cancun, we actually got some pretty good stories this week. So the first story we're going to kick it off is with Circle actually IPOing as of Thursday, June 5th of this week. And they actually broke an all-time high the day, well, not all-time high really, if it's the day they launched, but it surpassed what was the initial IPO offer, which would have been $31, but it went over 95 or something.
Yeah,
So the second
it hit
story,
I think it was 95, and then it closed at 87. So it was
yep.
one of like the biggest like opens for any crypto ever.
Yeah. So it's insane. It was huge. So our next story after that, it's Magic Eden, a Solana-based wallet that lied about partnering with the Trump organization to release Trump Wallet, and now they're getting they got a cease and desist from the Trump organization as a result. But they still have their tweets live. I don't know if they're gonna go back on it, but we'll see what happens. More on that in a bit. The next story is Pump.Fun releasing a racing for a $1 billion token at a $4 billion valuation. So I'm not sure what they're trying to race for. Maybe they're seeing all the hype with crypto getting into traditional markets now, such as Circle's IPO, but they're trying to race for money. More on that in a bit as well. Next, we got the French crypto kidnapper actually arrested. So if you remember last month in May, about May 14 or so, there was an attempted kidnapping in France. Well, the kidnapper got arrested, or alleged kidnapper. He was actually in Morocco where this happened. And the last story, we gotta save the best for last, is Trump and Elon break up, and us, America being the children, we're kind of stuck in the middle of it. The markets were tanking for a moment. This impacted Bitcoin. It's actually right now closer to 100,000. Will it even fall below 100,000? That yet remains to be seen. So more on that in a moment. Do you have any thoughts for that, Leon, as far as we've said?
No, let's jump in and let's start talking some of them.
Yeah, but before we get into it, guys, please subscribe to the channel, give it a like. It costs you nothing. It helps us spread the word and create more content for you and for anyone who wants to stay updated as far as the crypto news, the top crypto news that happen in every week. So let's start with Circle. Justin, USDC issuer Circle stock rises 200,000% to $94.41 from 31 IPO price. So this is what I was talking about earlier. How even I believe Circle themselves came out saying that the projected stock price would have been $31, but instead it went out of the water with $94 as of this tweet's time, which was 11:57 a.m. So a lot happened.
It's kind of expected. I think the overarching thing is, there's explosive demand. It's showing that, they're the second largest stable coin. Brings their IPO crypto closer to like traditional finance. And then it's also like a milestone for digital dollars. It's just, I think that this is going to, fuel a crypto hype, and we're just going to see a lot of companies going public. I know Kraken's looking at it, but I think that this is a good signal for the market, and then it's also good for stablecoins becoming a core pillar of the financial system. It's no longer just like DeFi and all of this like kind of nascent technology. It's actually a core like upgrade to the financial system.
Yeah. So Circle was actually launched in 2013. More on the founder in a moment, but they started off by doing like traditional. Well, they wanted to do more crypto wallet, but a lot. I actually have an article that kind of talks about their story here in a moment, but Yesterday they closed at $95 or at $87, but their all-time high of yesterday was 95. According to Yahoo Finance, they surpassed, I believe, $120. It was 121 being the all-time high as of this video's recording. And right now on Friday it's closing right about 107 maybe. So we'll see if anything
What stock was
happens
that?
by then. This is with Circle.
Oh wow,
Is
they hit
that's
that high.
They did. So it's CRCL. And again, the all-time high as of this video was $121, and right now they're about 107 as of right now. So yeah, people see the hype. If you look at this chart, it actually kind of sees the historical data since yesterday, and you can just see it going haywire, just making insane returns for all investors and anyone who backed Circle. I think Coinbase made a lot of money just from this alone because they do own a good amount of uh, equity on Circle.
It's still all on paper. Like, not for 6
Yeah,
months till can they do anything.
yeah. So
Everyone's
you
locked
got
up right now.
Yeah, you got a good point there. So here's the founder, Jeremy Allaire. I think I pronounced it right. Yesterday, he was just tweeting the whole day about like what happened. You can look at his profile on Twitter here, and you can see kind of like everything that he talked about. So this is where they ranked the bell, and it was officially listed. I think that's how it goes. But this is the headquarters. They had, I'm not sure what the headquarters is, but they had this video kind of playing here in the building. It's actually New York, my bad. So the headquarters is in New York. So
That's the One Trade Center.
oh, well that makes sense. That's interesting. Yeah.
You
So
should know it. It's the iconic replacement to the
yeah,
skyline.
yeah. So Circle, everyone was celebrating, and there's this story from CNBC where they kind of talk a little bit more about the stablecoin. You know, the stock itself reaching 168% in the day of the IPO. So here's actually a really good story that I'm only going to cover a couple of things. So kind of talks about here, you know, the state of the IPO, like as far as the price. And then this is a little bit more on the background on Circle. To realize our vision, we needed to forge relationships with the government. We needed to work with policymakers because if you want this to work for mainstream, it's going to work in mainstream society, and you need to have those rules off the road. CEO Jeremy Allaire told CNBC Money Movers on Thursday. We've been on the most licensed, regulated, compliant, transparent companies in the entire history of this industry, and that's served us well. So everyone trusts USDC as a result. There's this graph that happens here that is shown here that kind of tells you the state of all other stablecoins in the market. So Tether USDT is actually the market leader with a market cap of 153.4 billion. I'm sorry, 153.4 billion, and Circle is just under half, being 61.5 billion. So even though it is the most trusted, they are certainly not the number one in the market. And any other stablecoin have a total market cap of 12.8 billion. Those would be like the latest Ripple stablecoin, RLUSD, and among others. So including EURC as well. So USDC is the second leader here. Yeah, so we'll see what happens with USDC. We'll see what happens with Circle. Right now, they are kind of like the main talking point. We've been covering USDC for a long time now, and the Circle IPO, it finally went through. So that's exciting. That's good on everyone's end. So if you're an investor, just, you know, do your due diligence. Meanwhile, I'm probably going to be stacking up some USDC or some Circle stocks. So, you know, we'll see what happens. So on to our next story, Trump wallet. It's not happening. And it's certainly not happening with Magic Eden. But it almost seems like they're doubling down because their tweet history is just, they're not taking anything down. They haven't come out and said, hey, we apologize to the Trump organization or whatever. You know, they haven't come out and said, hey, yeah, we had our sources wrong. And as a result, the Trump organization is coming with a cease and desist. We have an article here from CoinDesk that we'll link in the bio, and you can look at it on your own. But let's look at some tweets. Let's see what we got going on right now. So big news, says Magic Eden. The official Trump wallet is coming soon, the first and only crypto wallet for true Trump fans. Join the free waitlist for a chance to get a share of $1 million in Trump rewards. Go to TrumpWallet.com now. The Trump wallet is powered by Magic Eden. So they got fact check or community note saying the Trump organization has zero involvement with this wallet product. Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump know nothing about it. So this came out as of June 3rd at 12:35 p.m. And maybe later that day, a couple hours later, first comes Eric Trump saying, this project is not authorized by Trump. Magic Eden, I would be extremely careful using our name in a project that has not been approved and is unknown to anyone in our organization. And then Donald Trump Jr. comes out and says, well, actually, it looks like based on the timeline, it was first Donald Trump Jr. and then Eric Trump. But first, Donald Trump Jr. says, the Trump organization has zero involvement with this wallet product. Eric Trump and I know nothing about it. Stay tuned. World Liberty Financial, which we have been working tirelessly on, will be launching our official wallet soon. So it looks like any Trump product or wallet is not going to be associated with any other product like Magic Eden, MetaMask, Phantom Wallet, you name it. They are pretty much building their own line of products from the ground up, and they started with World Liberty Financial and then American Bitcoin, you name it. So maybe just keep that in mind in case you are anywhere in the internet and you see some company like Magic Eden coming out and saying, hey, yeah, we're going to partner with the Trump organization, because clearly not.
I'm not surprised. Like, people do this all the time. There's like court cases on somebody didn't endorse a cereal, but they're using their name. This happens all the time. I do think that there should be some sort of like verification system in the chains to like know, oh, hey, this was actually endorsed by somebody, whether it's a wallet or something. And then the other part is just like, it really damages the trust of like this crypto and the market as a whole.
Yeah, that makes sense. So in this case, we actually had the Trump organization pull out and give Magic Eden a cease and desist. So we have this article here from CoinDesk. Now, I'm not subscribed or at least logged in here, so I'm not able to pull out the full article, but we'll leave it in the description for you. And just based on the headline, it says, Trump family hits Magic Eden with cease and desist over crypto wallet plans, Bloomberg. All three of U.S. President Trump's sons have denied being involved with Magic Eden's plan for a Trump wallet. So, yeah, just be careful what you read on the internet as usual. That's what we try to do in this podcast. So we have this article from CoinDesk, but we have this other article from Cointelegraph. Trump meme coin wallet in absolute chaos as family organization unaware of launch. So it kind of just talks a little bit more about what we've said, what we've covered right now, with just based on the tweets and the timelines and everything. So that's pretty much it for this story. It looks like based on anything that is going to happen with any product that is coming from the Trump organization, I would probably just follow them, just so that way you don't listen to it from someone else making a sponsorship or any kind of announcement on the Trump organization's behalf. Now, this is not an endorsement to Trump or anything. It's just telling you the facts. Just be careful where you get your sources from. Always do your due diligence with research and everything. And yeah, we'll see what happens with the Trump organization and with Magic Eden. Will they listen? We'll find out. So for our next story, we got the Pump.Fun application or platform planning to release a $1 billion token at a $4 billion valuation. It looks like they're raising $1 billion for this token.
No, well, so yeah, like it's just like an IPO, like a token launches an IPO in many ways.
So in this case, it would be a ICO or initial coin offer.
Yeah, exactly. So they'll generate $1 billion to get a $4 billion valuation. Interesting valuation, like set up there. I'm not sure why it's like that, but I just love that the meme coins are still spawning more money.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly to the credit of Pump.Fun and all the people involved with them, they've actually kind of changed the trajectory of the crypto industry from being NFT based to now being meme coin based. Because, well, with Solana being the number one leading blockchain for this, it wasn't that long ago where everybody was launching an NFT project. And in my opinion, I think a lot more people were losing money with NFTs than they are with meme coins. Still, not financial advice, but meme coins at least have a more sticky experience than with NFTs. You buy something and you
I don't
hope
know.
people will buy from you. But here, it's kind of like based on the markets. Excuse me.
I feel like the meme coins have no value, whereas at least an NFT you could assign an artistic value to it. Like this is trying to
Yeah.
like put a meme into like a token, and you're speculating on nothing. Like I don't know. I see this whole thing as like there's that guy at Wizards of Soho on Twitter.
Okay.
He was right. He was like selling literal vapor whale at a $4 billion valuation. This industry is so unserious, and
Yes.
this whole thing just really gives it to me because it's like it just highlights the irony of it. It's like a platform built on irony and parody is selling real tokens for billions of dollars, and those tokens don't have any utility because it's just like the coins are just all speculative. Wow, I cannot pronounce that.
Speculative?
It's just showing. Yeah, there you go. It just shows that like there is nothing that's backing it. Like memes are a moat, I get it, but like the liquidity, that it's creating, like the UX is sticky, but I'm like, it just gives me that this is another ICO bubble. Like, is it gonna create this big bubble that does it? And then also on top of this, I really think this is gonna trigger some regulatory heat. There's just no way
Oh, yeah.
that such a large token sale wouldn't get picked up even by the SEC or the FTC, anybody at some point, and go like $1 billion with a $4 billion valuation. Like this is almost a security at this point.
Yeah, so I like to think that NFTs, for a while I used to like NFTs. I do like the art aspect of it, but I think what kind of killed my appreciation for NFTs is that at the end of the day, they're not images that are stored on the blockchain. If you know how the blockchain operates, it's just a ledger of receipts of time-stamped money transactions. So when you own an NFT, really you own a receipt to a transaction that is a piece of data that contains a link to the image, which is the NFT itself. So at the end of the day, that's all that an NFT is. And with tokens, at least it has an easier way for you to exit, because with NFTs, you need a buyer if you need to exit, an investment from an NFT. Now, of course, it's not always about NFT. I'm sorry, it's not always about making a money out of like trading NFTs, but I think it's just generally easier to approach meme coins than it is with NFTs, because ever since 2021, 2022 market, it just kind of left a bad taste to a lot of people, and they see a image of an ape or of any other NFT, they're going to just generally disassociate and just dislike it. Now, this is
It's
from the point of view of
That's going to
normies.
happen here. Like I see it as a net negative. Like also, there was a few chains for NFTs that allowed images to be stored. I believe it was like Loot and then Chain Runners, where they fully
Okay.
coded and put the image on the chain. Those are kind of cool projects, but yeah, like most of them just didn't have the scalability to do it. I think the problem
That's a good
here
point.
is that this is way more accessible to everybody.
It
So
is.
Donald Trump, you could buy his coin and buy it at $40 a pop, and then it's at $12 weeks later. Like more people are
Yeah.
going to lose money at volume here than NFTs. NFTs were just a bunch of goofballs like me, you, like who kind of understood it, also that saw the speculativeness of art, and were like, okay, like this is going to be it. Whereas people are gonna see this, like Kanye talked about selling a meme coin. Like all these people
Oh, yeah.
are gonna very quickly jump onto this, and it's gonna ruin a lot of money for people. And
Yeah,
I think it's
you have
just
a good
so
point.
much easier for them to jump in when it's $10 a token versus an NFT that's costing 1, 2, 3 ETH, and you have to really think about that in a different way. Can I burn this money? Whereas people are like, "Oh, it's $100. I'm not really too worried about it." And then when they really want that $100, it became $12, and it's like, oh. So I just see a lot more problems with tokens that are meme based like this and don't have a utility other than just being a speculative asset, really, in the end, because there's nothing backing it. It's not like the meme gets better.
Yeah, people are just trying to make money off of trends and memes. So I agree with you for the most part. It's just, I don't know. I like the accessibility that meme coins have. But before we go off topic here a little bit more, so based on the story here from Pump.Fun, some people have been posting about it, and the posts are parabolic. So uh, again, sharing the same news. Hey, they're raising $1 billion for this token at a $4 billion valuation. You look at the threads here and the posts. People are kind of just speculating on like, oh, hey, what does this mean for any meme coins here on? Are we going to trade with Pump token? Are we going to trade with Solana? Because historically, the problem with Solana right now is if you're active trading in Solana, the token Solana has actually lost a lot of its value because the organization Pump.Fun actually liquidates their Solana holdings. Because whenever people make any purchase or any transaction on the platform, it's with Solana. So Pump.Fun gets a large cut from it. And over time, they've been dumping the token to liquidate it. So as a result, that's where a lot of people are mad about the state of Solana, and especially how it's due to Pump.Fun. For the most
Why are
part,
they
they're
liquidating it? Just for cash on hand?
yeah, just cash in hand. They just liquidate because they gotta pay bills or their employees or something. So that's generally what some of my friends who trade on Solana have been saying, and from what I've seen as far as what people are saying here on Twitter as well. So you're probably gonna find some of those conversations here on the threads or on the comment section. All the speculation. But anyways, so this post here, it says, which I think it's a very interesting insight. So, good morning. My entire timeline is losing it over the Pump.Fun token. Sales, and yes, I get it. If you've been using the platform and now realize there's no airdrop for you, that stinks. Totally fair to be annoyed. But let's be real, Pump.Fun revolutionized the game. It made it possible to buy into coins from day zero. With tiny market caps and fair launches, for the first time, people with small capital can actually grow something meaningful. This isn't just meme culture, it's a new model for capital formation. You're mad? Fine, but don't miss don't miss what's actually happening here. Mask on, keep moving. So he's just spreading FUD glazing a token that's called Mask. But yeah, I mean, this kind of just gives you a general summary of how people are responding. And one more thing I want to share about this is a very interesting insight as to how people really perform in the Pump.Fun ecosystem. So this post, it's from Wizards of Soho. I think that's the one that you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, he's a big like anti Pump.Fun like service in general.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I have mixed feelings with the platform. I think this data here is very interesting for anyone who is speculating or is on a platform, just as an insight. So this is a query result on this month's trades, profits and loss on Pump.Fun tokens. This month being May. So if you look at the chart, it looks like you have from top down as far as gains. So the topmost, you're looking at people who've made anywhere between 50K and 100K, and the bottom being people who have lost just under $1 million, which, very interesting data. It looks like less than 50% of people actually make any kind of money in this platform. Most people, being 43%, actually make less than $500.
Okay, is that 0 to 500? Where's the realized?
Yeah,
Okay,
so
I see that.
so
$500 or less.
yeah, it's kind of weird the way this chart is laid out, but about 142,000, say 143,000 if you round it, have actually made any kind of money from $0 to $500. or less than $500, and people over 51% of anyone who's used Pump.Fun in the last month have actually lost less than $500. But someone actually lost close to $1 million, so that's actually concerning. Just be careful where you put your money, guys. That's the
I
moral
think
of the story.
this is showing that it's a net bad. Like
Yes,
this many people losing money is just a net bad,
it is.
and it's going to give a bad taste. Like the stock market's appealing to everyone because it goes up. This
Yeah,
stuff
and it's more
goes up
trusted.
and then crashes. Like
It is.
again, there's nothing behind it. Like I understand like Ethereum, proof of stake, that there's utilities, this and that. You know, WorldCoin has a utility. Bitcoin's a store of gold. Like a lot of the like DeSo was a social network. It was a utility. But when
Yep.
you do this stuff, what you're speculating on is that more people are going to buy it than sell it, and you're essentially just gambling. Like
Oh yeah,
with
it's
with like
100% gambling.
a naked gamble. Like it's literally you're playing dice and you're just gambling. Does the number 6 hit? Like
Yep.
it's just it's bad overall as a perspective. Look, you said it. NFTs are for most part objectively bad to most people. Like there's a bad rap to it. This is what's going to cause the next bad rap. Like it is
Yeah.
on its path to do it because most mainstream people are going to go, oh, over 60% of people probably lose their shit on their money. Like in the end, you know, somewhere along the path, like if 60% of people on these platforms are losing their money, sooner or later they're going to be like, oh, it's just all a scam, and then you know, kind of do the same thing and tell everybody else that. You know, it's just like a network effect.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I hate to say it because I actually do like meme coins more than NFTs. But I mean, yeah, I mean, you think about the average user, they're going to be very, I guess for lack of a better word, they're just not going to like it. They're going to be very worried and even more skeptical than NFTs because, you know, people are just going to be gassing all the hype behind getting on board. But at the end of the day, this is gambling. And yeah, I mean, more people lose money. Even here in the post, it says even the worst casino games has much better odds than Pump.Fun memes. So statistically, you'll more times than not lose money in this platform. So yeah, I've also lost a good amount of money just by using it. So I'll be honest. But that's pretty much the story as far as Pump.Fun goes. We kind of just wanted to highlight some of the speculation on its user base, what the market is saying, them trying to release the $1 billion, trying to raise $1 billion on their token. So we'll see what happens.